What's up, what's up? Okay, so I'm gonna do a real quick video for the Truth Teller. It goes by the handle the Truth Teller on YouTube. And I was thinking about this before where, anyway, I just had to, I'm making this video just in response to the individual. I think I'm gonna give myself a little bit more freedom in regard to how I put content on my channel. I'm just gonna go for it, like, cause I was thinking, like, do I really want to personalize things for individuals and this, that, and the third? And I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Like, if I want to respond to somebody and I want to make a video about it, why not? Cause honestly, even some of the big content creators, when they've been pushed or button pushed or whatever, they'll call folks out and do a whole video on it. Anyway, not that I'm just stating that's a fact. Now, this is not me having my buttons pushed or anything like that. This is just a question that was asked, and I responded to it by posing the question, should I even respond? Here's what the Truth Teller said. Why buy? Question mark. PS5 is huge, underpowered, expensive, overrated exclusives, bad online service, no next-gen retro compatibility, cheaply constructed, low storage, 664 gigabytes, and runs hotter than any other. Okay, so I'm gonna take it point by point. I'm gonna be surgical with it, like like the no-name rapper. I shouldn't say that, but the guy from the Clips. What was his name? Oh, that's so bad. I know the Clips. Anyway, it's just funny. He supposedly won that battle, and now Pusha T. It's like who is Pusha T? Anyway, so why buy? Well, somebody might choose to buy the PS5 because they like the Sony product that they've experienced either recently with the PS4, or maybe for the people, because the gaming generation is really long now. So this could have been people who've been playing the PlayStation since PlayStation 1, maybe since PlayStation 2, maybe since PlayStation 3, and again, like I said, PlayStation 4. So if they like that product, why wouldn't they? If they've been eating Whoppers from Burger King for 5 years, and they got a new Whopper out that has an extra patty or whatever, or extra pickle, why not buy it? They already know they like it. That's number one. And honestly, I can stop right there and leave it be. But because I'm so entertained by the statement, because technically it's troll bait, it's fanboy bait, and I get it. If I'm calling it fanboy bait, then why am I responding if I'm not a fanboy? As a gamer, I like the conversations. And honestly, I like uncovering the truth when appropriate in regard to fanboy conversations, because let's be honest, we as gamers, we're a special breed. We can watch YouTube videos and content creation videos talking about a subject that we're interested in. That's why people make the content. That's why companies will support these channels, because they know that there are people watching. So we are interested, and you have to forgive me, I got allergies real bad. But this is just a subject that we're interested in. It's a hobby that we like. We invest our time and money into it. And for those who are intellectual, we like to talk about it as well, because gamers are not stupid, generally speaking. Okay, so he said the PS5 is huge, and that's a problem. Case in point, I just saw a video of a guy who had his hands, matter of fact, it was IGN, they had the Xbox Series X. They had the Xbox Series X for 10 days, he said, or something like that, 3 weeks or whatever. And he said he put it behind his TV. But it's so sleek. It's a nice design. Even though it's just a cube in a box or whatever, he put it behind his TV. I was like, now wait, you just talked about how good it looks, but the place you decided to put it was behind the TV where it can't be seen. So that being said, I say that to say this. Everybody's situation is going to be different on where they place their console. I'm not sure yet. Yeah, it's a big boy, and I don't have a problem with it. I like it. It's beautiful to me. It's just like getting a large car. You know, if you like a small car, get the small car. You like a smart car, get the smart car. If you like a big boy, get the big boy. It's a preference. Obviously, maybe you don't like big. Okay, understandable. Underpowered. Underpowered. I imagine that's in reference to the fact that everybody is saying, based on the specs, that the Xbox Series X is more powerful than the PS5. So, last time I checked, the more powerful console wasn't necessarily the one to always buy, and not necessarily a determining factor on which one you are going to buy. Last time I checked, the Nintendo system, from the Wii to the Switch, are all less powerful than the other video game counterparts, yet it sold way more than the Xbox One and the Xbox One X in a shorter period of time. And it was not as powerful. And the PS4, and from what I'm hearing, the PS4 Pro was not as powerful as the Xbox One X. And yet, Xbox One X didn't even sell in, grouping it with the Xbox One. It sold 47 million to Sony's 109 million. So, last time I checked, with those stats and those facts, your power don't matter as far as the purchasing decision. Most people are going to buy a system that they know they're going to enjoy and have fun on. The Switch, PS4, and you're asking about a PS5. They're going to enjoy those games and play those exclusive games on it. You said overrated exclusive games. I think that's the next thing. We said expensive or overrated exclusives. Expensive, overrated exclusives. Let me go to this crap, because I'm tired of hearing this crap. This is the first time that we got a situation where Microsoft is going to give away their exclusives from their studios basically for free-ish, because you're already paying a monthly subscription. It reminds me of the phone companies where they tell you can get the phone for free. But then when you check out your bill, you realize you got an extra $20, $40 in your bill because you're paying for the phone. Oh yeah, that was a real practice. And so now what people are doing is payment plans for their phones in their phone bill. And you think, because right now it sounds like a good deal, that you're getting this free game on game day. Here's the thing. Microsoft bought Bethesda, which added a lot more studios to their portfolio, but none of those studios are coming out with a big exclusive game anytime soon. So every month that you're paying for your regular services that are comparable to Sony's counterpart of PS Plus, it's pretty much even playing field, or PS maybe preferred if you like those games on that system. Again, it's all preference. So that being said, by the time the new games come out, you will have already paid them, especially staying with the ecosystem, because you're going to be playing every month. Because here's the funny thing. You can't tell me that every single month that you're paying, that there's going to be a great brand new game, $60 game, that you're going to be loving and playing every single month. No. False advertisement. False advertisement. So, number one, the game is going from $60 to $70. People can cry about it all you want, but let's get real. Like, we pay more for gas when they raise the prices when they want, and that changes from day to day. So with the games, as we know, we want more from the games. $10 more? Yeah, it sucks. It's not cool. But real talk, I remember when the Nintendo 64 had $70 games. How about that? And that was in the 90s. So what you talking about? Nah. See, that's the funny thing. People really don't understand business and understand money. And I forget what celebrity it was, but there was a celebrity that talked about how oh, come on, vocabulary. How inflation, thank you. How inflation is such a big deal. And inflation is a farce. Inflation is fake. Inflation is fake news, for real. Because like I just mentioned, it was 1998 or so when I had the Nintendo 64, and I'll never forget when that Nintendo 64 came out, they had so few playable games. Not playable games, but just games that you can get on the system. There was literally a handful for a long time. When that game first came out, There was this stupid game where you shoot people out of a cannon, Mario, and like maybe one other game. There were not a lot of games on that system. And as the games trickled in, some of those games at Toys R Us were freaking $74.99. I remember $60 and $70 games for that Nintendo 64 because Nintendo knew what they had, and they knew they had people strong on them, and they played these company games. So anyway, so expensive? No. Kill that noise. Because here's the funny part. Again, y'all talking about y'all Xbox exclusives. How many exclusives coming out launch day? How many exclusives coming out in the next 6 months to a year? Anyway, and here's the funny thing. The games that you will want to play, which are the third-party titles, they won't be free on Xbox Game Pass. They won't even be on Xbox Game Pass. You will have to buy them, which is why you still have a disc drive. And if you don't have a disc drive, you will be buying them from the Xbox store for a full $70 price. I will bring this back up for sure. You can guarantee that. Because I just don't get it. Why are people talking about it's going to be cheaper for the games when it's only Xbox Studio games? And Xbox Studio games have never sold so well to push their console to sell as much as their competition. Case in point, the last console generation you just had. You couldn't even sell half as much as Sony sold, and you couldn't sell as much as the Switch. So it didn't matter if your machine was stronger. It didn't matter about your exclusives. Not as many people wanted to play Xbox as Sony and Nintendo. Those are just facts. It's not opinion. It's not fanboy talk. It's just straight facts. So why do people who want to defend Microsoft for whatever reason, I don't understand why. I mean, I get it. There's Sony fanboys out there that you want to play that game with. But there's nothing wrong with Microsoft Xbox. It is a good console. It's a good system. They're a $1 trillion company, and they're going to do fine, and they're going to give you something to enjoy for the money that you pay. End of story. But y'all want to talk this crazy stuff. Y'all can't big up y'all product and y'all support for Microsoft without knocking Sony. Why is that? Why can't you just say you have something good and you enjoy it and you like it without throwing shade somewhere else? Is it because you're feeling some kind of way because the competition can say every time they beat you in sales and you taking it personal when you're not even in the company? So anyway, bad online service. I haven't had any problems. not any more different problems than I had when I was on Xbox Live. So, you know, I guess it depends on who you talking to. And from the way you talking, I can't tell if you on PlayStation or not. So, no next-gen retro compatibility. Dude, this is why I said, should I even respond to this? But honestly, I like it simply because this is the kind of stuff that gets put out there and people run with it. And I get it, it's fanboy. Like I said, I get it, it's fanboy bait. But I like telling truth. And it's funny that your handle is the truth teller. And you ain't telling nothing but lies. you are the epitome of fake news. But anyway, but it's not even news, it's just fake. So, the fake teller. No disrespect, just facts. Real talk. Feel free to comment underneath. So no next gen retro compatibility. If you have not been informed, PlayStation has already confirmed that all but 9 or fewer games are retro compatible with the PS5 from the PS4. That's over 4,000 games. And Xbox Series X does not have that library amount compatible with their next system. Go figure. Go figure. You know, so again, I think it's more of a issue of jealousy and envy than anything else that would cause you to tell these lies. Cheaply constructed. Definitely not cheaply constructed. They definitely made some decisions to lessen the cost of making it so that they can make a profit, because that's what a business does. And if you think that Microsoft hasn't done the same thing, interesting. But hey, feel free to go and get that external proprietary hard drive for $220 with no other options, because PlayStation, our externals will be cheaper. So in talking about our smaller hard drive space, it's okay because it'll be cheaper when we have to upgrade, which is fine. I mean, I'm over here with 4 terabytes of hard drive externals on my PS4. So that's just part of what the times say about the gaming platform and how you do things. I'm okay with that. So as long as they have the compatible specs that allow me to get the speeds that I need for the PS5 and work fine, no worries. Okay, so that talks about the low storage, and then runs hotter than any other. And again, this is the benefit of doing your research. For fact, check the research. The people who did the test said that the PS5 ran 3 degrees hotter than the Xbox Series X. 3 degrees. And as far as what was in the range of what's acceptable for the specs and the materials in the system, it was well within range. Matter of fact, a PC gamer, check out what USA Gamer Tech or something like that. He said if he could get those numbers that they were quoting for the temperature for his PC, he would be doing backflips. So that being said, 3 degrees hotter within the okay. So say for example, the range is this particular device and specs and materials would be getting hot if you hit 100 degrees, but the PS3 is hitting 63 degrees and the Xbox is hitting 60 degrees. Why are we talking about it being hotter if it's well within the range of being safe and okay to run the game and perform? Oh, because we want to play the numbers game. Oh, okay. Oh, you're 3 degrees hotter, bruh. So anyway, so that is your video, my friend. The truth teller, or should I say, the fanboy bait giver. But really, change your handle, bro, because ain't nothing you saying truth that I've seen in a post. Even though I've only seen one post, so hey, maybe you tell truth other places, or maybe you're just trolling. I don't know. But I appreciate you asking those questions, because it was a question. And I think the question deserved an answer. Why buy a PS5? Again, if you like Sony products and games, why not? If you have the money and it's affordable for you, why not? Because all the other things you said don't make sense. Now, here's something I can say. I can give you reasons for why you should wait, perhaps, to buy a PS5. And I could give you some reasons for not to buy a PS5 at all. Maybe. Again, it depends on what you want, because all of this is a choice. So, some reasons to wait to get the PS5 so that you can save money. Save money, and maybe if the price doesn't necessarily drop, maybe the price on some of the games will drop. Definitely the PS4 games, yeah, just saving money, because you probably want to get the controller, by then the external hard drives will be out, that'll be spec'd for the system. It's always good to wait when it comes to technology. So if you wait, all benefits across the board, from lower price on games, special deals on games, maybe special bundles on the system. What else? More opportunities on the Sony store, perhaps. There's just a lot of options. As a matter of fact, and if you're already in the Sony ecosystem on the PS4 and you already are getting those games, those free games you get every month, by the time you move over to the PS5, you'll just have that much more to play with on a better console with lower load times and better graphics, things of that nature. So again, to wait is nothing but benefits and pluses. And then by then there'll also be a lot of reviews on the games and also on the system comparisons. So that'll help you make your decision. Just wait it out. As far as not getting a PS5, that would determine or depend on if you're more interested in what Microsoft offers and you're still interested in third-party games and you want to upgrade to something better. Wait and invest in a PC. Because right now, maybe literally right now, it might still be cheaper. Maybe it depends on who you talk to and what your connections are and how much knowledge you can get. Right now, it's still very probable that you cannot build a gaming PC cheaper than the Xbox Series X and PS5 right now. But if you wait till next year, with the price of technology and the items that you would need to get your gaming PC, you could definitely have a more powerful gaming console or gaming, PC gaming system, and you'd have access to do Microsoft Game Pass and get all their games and not worry about a console that would hold you back, because you can optimize things better for your PC. And then whatever the third-party games are that are on both, you probably have access to those too. Again, that's just a whole nother possibility or things to just be open to if you really are researching and trying to see what is the best thing for you personally as a gamer. Not to mention TVs. People want to upgrade their TVs because it's going to help with their gaming experience. Well, you'll probably be, depending on how you play games, are you more comfortable playing on a TV, or would you rather play on a monitor, like at your computer desk or a desk? It depends on your whole home setup and situation. So you could probably get better monitors that are at a better price next year. Definitely get better TVs with better options next year. And again, you just might have the option for PC. So that, to me, would be the two options, depending, again, on your game preference. Your game preference is going to determine everything. But, it's about how you enjoy gaming. That being said, big ups to Microsoft. Standing ovation for Microsoft, real talk, standing ovation. They did well. Just like Jay-Z said about the other rappers that never got to his level. He gave them all standing ovation for the runs that they had. Same thing that I'm giving to Microsoft for the run that they had playing the console game. They gave Sony some good competition. The Xbox 360 and the PS3, they pretty much led over Sony for the bulk of that time, but Sony edged out the win in the end by, I think, less than 1 million sales. So, really good run, really good competition, and glad that they found a new lane to be in, that being in subscriptions, so that they continue to affect the gaming community as a whole. But when it comes to the home consoles, they have tipped their hat, bowed out, and I give them a standing ovation. And I know this sounds like shade, sounds like fanboyish, but actually it's just entertainment, and I'm good at it, so I'm going to bring it to you like that, because it's real talk. Because when you lose by more than half of the sales in the last generation of the PS4 against the Xbox One X and Xbox One, then you come in the new generation with a very cheap digital only console, and you're making the partnership with GameStop so that they can sell and basically give away your new console for renter center deals, and give away your own studio games for free as long as they are subscribed. Basically, when you get to the point when you got to give away your product for almost free or virtually free, or do anything to get it in somebody's hands, you understand that most people would not just gladly and joyfully pay for it up front. They have to be enticed more to get your product. And when that's the case, you kind of know what it is. So this generation is pretty much already a given that we are in a new term, kind of a new season where we're going to have a Netflix of gaming system in the Microsoft ecosystem. So for everybody, because there are a lot of people who only play digital games, so that's going to be really big for them, especially if they like first-person shooters, dark and demonic type of styles, and kind of scary type of themes, because that's what most of their games. I saw like 27 games listed as far as coming out on the Xbox Series X, and literally less than 3 were bright and colorful. So, but again, that's going back to their roots, because when Microsoft Xbox first came out, it was geared at and marketed toward the more mature gamer, and that has stayed consistent. Nintendo, we know where they are. They are a family console, and they have done very well in their sales in regard to that, and we can see that. And Sony has been the middle tier, where they did not shy away from family-friendly games or youth-friendly games, but they also had their mature games, so they were the middle, and they benefited from reaching both communities. Whereas Microsoft, they did try to go middle tier, and that was during the 360 era, going into the Xbox One, when they packaged Connect with it, but they just weren't as successful at doing that middle run. And so they kind of had some, it just didn't work out for them. And the same thing for Sony. When Sony tried to do that with the PS3, the Fat Boy, they tried to be an all-inclusive home entertainment system, and it was just not done in the best way, and they suffered for that. And it took them the end of that whole PS3 run to figure out how to fix their situation, which was lowering the price and not having the quote-unquote powerful machine that they were toting from the beginning. See? Microsoft and Sony both have failed to learn from mistakes in the past, but, gosh, my allergy, sorry. Have failed to learn from their mistakes in the past, but, we're all going to see how this works out. How does Microsoft fare with spending billions of dollars to keep very attractive games from PlayStation community, which I know Phil Spencer said he didn't do that, or Microsoft did not do that purchase to keep games away from other people. They want all people to play the games, but just in their ecosystem. That is a bunch of marketing BS and PR stuff, because the reality is, as I mentioned, when you have lost that much market share in the system that you are in, you're going to do whatever it takes. So it's yet to be seen that whether or not they are able to steal more from the market share between the consoles, because here's what's funny. Every time we do console sales, we are looking at Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft. We're never looking at PCs. PCs are not on there. And here's the catch. There are a ton of people that play PC games, and all those people who will be a part of the Xbox Pass community will be playing those Xbox games on their PC, which will not convert to Xbox sales. Even the ones that even the ones that they're giving away through GameStop will not be enough, because GameStop is already a dying entity. And so whoever decides to get in debt to pay a little bit more in the long run for $25, $35 a month for a system that they should basically save the money and pay for, the numbers will not be enough to make up that more than double gap that they lost in the last generation. Right now, you say, oh, that's your opinion. But soon enough, give me a few years and we'll see that my opinion was actually fact. I might have to coin that phrase. So yeah, I know I gave you a bonus. But I figured since I'm on here and we talking about it, I might as well give it all to you. But yeah, I'm sorry, you have to excuse the allergies. I'm just running in this. I got some things that I want to do, got to do. I know the Dodgers are probably playing right now, trying to get this World Series in. Lakers already won. It's LA. It is what it is, even though I'm from St. Louis, but I've been in California for 20 years now, so it's a wrap. Yeah, so that's what's up. Leave your comments below. Join in the discussion. I'll be back on one, no Rilla, all day, every day. Get with me. Truth Talk.